A small army of gossipers can actually bring down the morale of your company. If you are a habitual gossiper, eventually people will lose faith in you as a friend. But do you know a management use gossiping as a source for taking an important managerial decision? Let us watch this video to understand it further. Hi all, I'm Archana, a corporate soft skills trainer by profession with a decade of experience. I've trained more than 5,000 individuals throughout my career. If you're watching my video for the first time, please do not fail to subscribe to my channel. I'm socially present on LinkedIn and Facebook, the links to which are available in the description tab below. Without any further ado, let's get into the video description. So let me tell you all an interesting story. There was once upon a time a king who wanted a wise man as his advisor. Of course, he decided to test the intelligence of the various people who are going to apply for that position. So he got 3 identical dolls made. And then he put forward the question in front of the people, stating that the one who justifies as to which doll is the best among all 3 is going to be in the position of my advisor. So the dolls were placed in a separate room, and the candidates who were applying for this position were going inside one by one to scrutinize the dolls for the best one among those 3. But they all came out with the same look of confusion. They all said the same thing to the king, saying, "Sire, they all are the same. They are identical. It is tough to guess the best doll among the 3. After numerous attempts and the same responses by all of them, the king was in dismay. After all, none of the individuals were meeting his expectations. Finally came one person, and he said, "Sire, I also want to apply for this position." The king showed him the way towards the room where the identical dolls were kept. The man went inside and came out immediately with the 3 dolls in his hand. The king looked at him and thought he is going to be one among all the others and is going to give the same response. But to his surprise, the man said, "Sire, can I please get a piece of hay straw thin enough to go through the ears of these dolls?" After getting the straw, the man inserted it in the ears of one of the dolls, and the straw immediately came out via the other ear. And then the man said, "Sire, this is how many people are. When they listen to words from one side, they throw it out from the other side. This doll is not close to perfection." Now he took the second doll and followed the same process. He inserted the straw via the ear of the second doll, and this time the straw came out via the mouth. Then the man said, "Sire, this is how many people are. They cannot be trusted for any words. When they listen to something, they let it out very quick in front of others. This doll is also not close to perfection." And took the third doll, and he followed the same process. He inserted the straw via the ear of the third doll. But to the surprise of the king and all the onlookers of this event, this time the straw neither came out via the other ear and nor did it come out via the mouth. Now the man replied, "Sire, this is how very few people are. When they listen to something, they do not let it out via the other ear and nor do they let it out via their mouth. They keep secrets. They are the trustworthy people." The king, of course, was very happy with the justification, and the man said that this is the best doll among the 3. The king immediately hired him as his advisor. So friends, it applies to us in our personal and professional life. After all, there is a reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Whenever somebody is coming to tell us anything, let us think of it on 3 aspects. Number 1, is it true? If it is not true or false, why get into the conversation? Number 2, is it good? If it is bad or evil, again, why get into the conversation? Third one, is it useful? If it doesn't meet the third one or any of the criteria, let us not listen to it at all. Let us avoid listening and evade all the chances of gossiping or rumor at the workplace and the personal life. But hey, come on, gossiping can never be avoided. The more and more we know that we need to get away from it, the deeper we get into it. This informal mode of communication is termed as grapevine communication in corporate terms. There are many examples wherein grapevine is not termed as a good mode of communication. But let me tell you all an invert example. A smart management uses the tactics of grapevine communication to their advantage to take certain important managerial decisions. Let us look at an example. There was a case where the management arrived at the decision that hereafter the working hours of Monday to Friday is not going to be sufficient. The employees may be asked to come to work on Saturday also to meet the desired working hours. But they also knew that if they are letting this information out or if they are letting this decision out to the employees, they are of course going to retaliate this decision. So they let out this mode of communication informally that hereafter the employees would have to work from Monday to Sunday to meet the extended timeline. Though there was no official declaration, there was a talk going around among the employees over the change in plans of the working hours. Now came the day of declaration. The management asked all the employees to assemble as they had an important announcement to make. The employees went there together expecting that now the management is going to ask them to work from Monday to Sunday, and they are of course going to retaliate or are going to oppose this decision. But to the surprise of all, the management stated that they are expected to work from Monday to Saturday and 1 weekly off. To the surprise of all, the employees happily accepted it. If the employees had not given in to the grapevine mode of communication, who knows, they would have retaliated better, or they would have had a strong reason to oppose the management's decision. Unfortunately, they were interested in gossiping and thus leaving no rooms for strategic thinking. So friends, the lesson to be learned here is that we should avoid gossiping at the workplace in all the scenarios. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will continue to upload more videos in the future. Until then, bye-bye and take care.